Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to participate in your committee. My name is David Anderson. I'm running for City Council because I'm a little fed up with the taxes that we have to continuously increase every time we run a deficit. I think that we need to kind of light a fire under our present leadership. And I'm the type of person that I can just sit back and complain or talk to my neighbor about the problems we're facing, or I can try to get involved and make a change or do something different. So what I've chosen to do is get involved. I hear my neighbors telling me about the crime rates the crimes coming up in their area. I hear about the taxes. I hear about the senior citizen community center that so many of my neighbors were looking forward to enjoying, and it's not open at this time. So I figure I can be the type of person that can get on City Council and provide some leadership and some direction and some team building. Thank you.
Same question.
You want me to respond to the article in that segment? I think first of all what we need to do is we need to get more involved with our neighbors. Mr. Gregory was just mentioned something that was kind of a good idea. It's a National Night Out. I think because of the hard times that we're facing now, you know, the layoffs, the recession, and those type of things, I think it shouldn't be just one night a year. I think we should meet maybe every month, because we have new members coming in. We need to get to know our neighbors. We need to get them more aware of what's going on in our neighborhood. And I also think that the city should deploy the police officers in more of our high crime rate areas, and also the police department needs to be more involved in working with the communities that we can slow down the crime that's increasing in our neighborhoods. And I don't think it's that difficult to do that, because we know where the hot spots are, and we also know that a lot of the crimes that are coming in from bordering cities, that we need to work with other cities so that we can continue to stop the crime rate from elevating in San Leandro.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
When I was in Oakland, I was on the Oakland School Board, excuse me, and I also served on the Life Enrichment Program for the seniors. It is appalling that to build a $15 million community center and not budget in for staffing. This is one of the things that I will bring to City Council, is that we will work for complete plans. We won't just allow staff to provide a plan to us without us looking into it and making sure that the plan is covered from A to Z. And again, my concept is it's a team effort. We all have to work together. There's no way that that building should have been built and not staffed. It should have been a budget for staffing in that budget. So what I would like to see is a company come in to manage that facility. And if they don't manage it where it's a moneymaker, they don't get paid. Centennial Hall up in Hayward, they used to have a company that manages that company, and it made money there. So I think, again, that this is where I come in. I will work with the City Council members, I will work with our staff to make sure that the budget is complete.
Thank you.
I think in order to bring large companies into San Leandro, we are going to have to offer some incentives. San Leandro is a beautiful, gorgeous city. It's a diamond in the rough. There are other cities like San Leandro out there too. So in order to attract the businesses, we're going to have to do something, whether it's tax incentives or work with them on getting loans. But there's going to have to be something done to attract businesses here. And we have to do it at a faster pace than what we've been doing it. I've been here for 5 years now, and I talked about San Leandro to some of my friends as I travel. And they would love to come to San Leandro. They talk about the building process, how we need to speed up that process. When we were in Oakland and we had the fire in Oakland Hills, that was one of the things I worked with the mayor of Oakland with speeding up the process to rebuild those homes, to do a one-stop shopping area where you can come in and get your permits and your plans reviewed, get everything reviewed all at one time. And I think that's what we need to do in order to bring businesses in, large businesses in, is to offer those type of things, you know, where we can work with them on the permit process.
Mr. Anderson.
I do feel it's going to have a negative impact on the city. Unfortunately, because of the deficit in our budget, we will have to do something similar to Measure Z. My other concern with Measure Z is that it shouldn't have to be for 7 years. I'm really opposed to it having to be for 7 years. And the response that I've got back from people that I've asked that were putting this Measure Z together is that the economicists, the bean counters are saying that they feel that we will be in a recession for the next 7 years, and that's why how they came up with the figure of 7 years to have a 0.25% sales tax added on to our sales tax. I think the Chamber of Commerce should have worked a little bit harder with the city to maybe do it for 2 years, come back and revisit it, and see if we've got out of that deficit mode. If not, then we would ask the voters again to extend it for another 2 years. But 7 years is a long time to have that sales tax on there. And I do understand that there are other cities trying to do the same thing. I'm not sure if the city of San Leandro has a complete plan for the electrical stations. They mentioned about the parking garage, which is great, but you need a complete plan. And I hope that it doesn't take us that long to complete the garage as it has for us to develop the Marina. I think this is an area where San Leandro can take the leadership and start by doing this, the electrical charging stations throughout San Leandro. We know that they've tried to start it in Sacramento and they want to go city by city. And I think this is an area where San Leandro can definitely take the lead. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're about ready for the wrap-up. Is that right?
Yes, I think what makes me different than my opponent is that he's been there 4 years and San Leandro's kind of moved at a snail's pace. I'm originally from Oakland, California. I was on the Oakland School Board from 1982 to 1992. We faced some real tough problems there. I was on the Facilities and Grounds Department. I worked in the Budget and Finance Department. I worked on the Human Resource Department. I worked in student disciplinary hearing, where you have to work with everyone to come up with a solution. I think I'm better qualified because I can build coalitions. I can work with people. I can take your ideas, your concerns, and bring them to City Council and let them know what you would like to have happen in San Leandro. And also, I'm the type of person that can bring what needs to happen from City Hall to you. And I don't think that's been happening. I've walked this city. This is my 3rd time around walking from the top of the hill all the way down to the foot of San Leandro. And I hear all these complaints about what's going on. And I ask people, why don't you go to the City Council and talk to them? They say they have a deaf ear. I've talked to one guy that wanted to bring an RV place in. And I'm not saying this, Tony, to belittle you, because this is what I'm hearing. And this is over 5,000 people that I've been in contact with. So this is the truth. So I think I'm the type of person that will bring that message to City Council and to the mayor and address those concerns. Whoever the mayor is, I'm going to work with them 100%. But my most important concern is to make sure that the needs of our peoples are addressed, our citizens here in San Leandro. And I can do that. And I think that I'm the person that can make that happen. Thank you.